it's important to let people know at least one time, at least just once, okay? Let them know it's all an illusion. It's all made up. And if you understand that for real, you will make yourself whatever it is you want to be in this made up reality.
Welcome to episode 3 of Decode in the Matrix. Shout outs to DCYOP with the latest threads for the 3rd episode. We're gonna switch topics a little bit and start going into health. As we move on to health, we're gonna talk about the benefits of fasting, or more specifically, intermittent fasting. I'm going to take you on a magical journey of what the body does and what it's capable of, and most importantly, how it works. So in the last episode, I talked about credit and how to use it and how we could leverage it to gain ourselves in the world. In this episode, I want to start to move on to health. And how we're going to move into health is we're going to touch on a subject or talk about a subject called intermittent fasting, or fasting in general. I'm going to give you the logic behind why fasting is one of the best tools in the world, or codes to fix everything. And I mean everything. I'm going to try to explain how the body works. And how the body works is this. Open up the mind to know the body is the most amazing machine in the universe. There is no other machine like it, ever. It's a literal machine, a beautiful machine. And the machine is capable of doing magical things to itself. I'm going to tell you how I experienced intermittent fasting and how it helped me. There's 3 types of fasting that I've uncovered, and they are what I like to call codes. Intermittent fasting, water fasting, and dry fasting. In which dry fasting is the most beautiful thing you could do to connect to this planet. But that's another episode. I don't know what your beliefs are, but I'm going to call this thing the creator. Sorry, the son. What the creator did is the creator created human beings. And for whatever reason, one of the codes that society won't tell you, the designers gave us a code in our body that goes on and off. A healing switch. Well, here goes the rain. With this switch, I'm going to tell you how to turn it on and off. It's a button. Call it a button. Open your minds. So we turn this healing button off every time we eat 50 calories. Everything that I'm telling you is something that I actually executed and I researched. You can research all you want, but you know the people who tell you the truth in the world? People who actually do it. And I'm a doer. I did everything and I've executed everything that I ever told you. So back to the 50 calories. The reason why the switch goes off when we eat 50 calories is because 80% of our energy is related or goes to digestion. So all the energy we expend or we consume, 80% of that goes to our digestive system, meaning digestion is the most important function of the body. So important that when you eat 50 calories, the body shuts everything else off. It doesn't kill fat as efficiently, it doesn't heal as efficiently, it doesn't give you these new stem cells I've been telling you about, it shuts all that shit off. 50 calories. So you eat these 50 calories and the body says, hey, I gotta go digest that. So I have to go turn some other things off so I can go make sure that we can get this food in and we can get this food out. So that's gonna relate to intermittent fasting and the healing powers of fasting in general that I'm trying to teach you. A scenario. Once you eat these 50 calories, this off switch or this healing switch is gonna turn off for 16 hours. So what you'll see often is people when they constantly eat, you eat at 9, you eat at 12, you eat at 3, you eat at 6. You're never ever getting to the on switch of the healing. You're never getting to it. So you're constantly piling on and piling on and piling on and piling on that the body is never getting to go heal itself. So I'm not going to be politically correct. If you see a person that's fat or overweight, first of all, fat is food. And I'll explain that in another video. But what is happening with the bigger or fat person is that the body is taking in more than it can actually handle. So you're never giving your body enough time to go heal itself. So it's like 9 a.m. Come. Reset, 16 hours. 12 p.m. Come. Reset, 16 hours. 3 p.m. Come. And you're just constantly resetting the 16 hours that you need to go get the healing powers. And you're never getting there. You're constantly never turning on the healing switch. Constantly. And what I learned from the healing switch is I became younger. My skin became brighter. The healing switch, technically, after 12 hours, is probably when it'll take effect. So minimum, if you do 16 hours a day of fasting, of intermittent fasting, you're getting 4 hours a day of actual healing. After those 16 hours, the body starts to heal itself. It starts eating fat drastically more, fixing your skin, it starts creating these new cells. I'll show you some pictures in this video. I mean, if you look at me before, I was old. And now look, I'm like a much better version of myself, a much youthful, a much better version of myself. Here goes a picture. Take a look for yourself. Now, how I got started on intermittent fasting is I saw a post on the internet. Shout out to Kareem Walker, because this post or me seeing that, you know, is probably the reason the way I am. I saw Kareem at a Jets game one day and I bought him everything he had, because, you know, this was a life-changing event for me, this fasting thing. The clarity of my brain, it's been a little ridiculous since I've been doing this fasting shit. But anyways, Kareem posts on Facebook how he only eats a certain amount of hours per day, and this is why he does it. So I click his profile, and he was this huge dude, big, fat. And then he was like this skinny dude with muscles. And I don't think it was a long time. And he's saying he eat whatever he want. I'm like, yeah, okay. He posted a video of a guy intermittent fasting, and not to be funny, but the guy had the body of a Greek god. And the dude, and I'm seeing what he eating pizzas with Fruity Pebbles as toppings and hot dogs on top of pizzas. I mean, it was real crazy. Syrup all on top of it, and I ain't exaggerating. He really did this shit. I'm looking like, he eats like that and has a body of a god? He must work out 10 billion hours a day, because that'll match what he could do. And the more you do, and the more energy you exert, you can eat whatever you want, which is still true in general. So I go research, and I say, you know what? First week, I'm gonna go try and execute this. In that first week, I'm gonna tell you now, I ate the worst. I was eating Philly cheesesteaks, pepperoni pizzas, all of this. So what my regimen was, I would eat from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. I'm gonna give you the downsides and all the things that was affecting me. On those first days, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was so tough. What I did, I just kept guzzling water. I probably drank a half gallon of water every time I was hungry. My body was telling me, listen, you're so hungry, this is ridiculous. Even I'm starting to say to myself, man, this shit crazy. 4 o'clock would come, and I would eat like a madman, but I stuck to it. I'd eat from 4 to 12, like whatever I wanted. Philly cheesesteaks, pizzas, whatever it is. I'm doing that for like 3 or 4 days. When I chose 4 to 12, I realized I was staying up to midnight to eat. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me push the time frames back. I was a night vulture, so I figured I'd eat later in the night. Waiting up to 12 to make sure I was okay for the next day, that had to change. So I pushed my times back and had an eating window from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. instead of the 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. I didn't want to be sleepy at 9 p.m. and I'm staying up just to get a meal in. This is no lie. I lost 5 pounds that first week eating shit. I was pretty big though. Here's a picture. I was pretty big. So I was like, damn, I ate shit and I lost 5 pounds? Disclaimer, I was working out too. Week 2 starts, I'm doing the 2 to 10 eating window and everything is fine. Weight still coming off. If I recall, around week 2 or 3, I was missing my 2 p.m. eating window without realizing it. So it would be like 4 or 5 o'clock before I would eat again and realize it. I was just naturally not eating at 2 p.m. My body had adjusted to no longer wanting to eat in the morning because I trained it to. But that's what I'm saying about the body. The body will adjust to what you do to it. There's this thing called insulin. These insulin levels spike when you eat. And when you spike these insulin levels when you eat, the body will start to remember what time you ate. And when the body remembers what time you ate, because you keep training it and training it and training it. If you wake up every day at 8 a.m. and you eat at 8 a.m., this magnificent machine will tell you, and headaches or grouchiness, whatever. It'll tell you you're hungry. And this hunger is the body basically saying, this is what you taught me. You taught me I eat at this time. So at this time, I want to eat again. And this is why maybe some people get big, because the body is training itself or has been trained to eat over and over and over and over again. The body, this mechanical suit, is that amazing. What you teach it to do, it will do. It's biomechanical. It's attached to the soul. If you find yourself hungry at 8 or 9 a.m. every day, that is your body training that I eat at 9 or 8 a.m. every day. So it's telling you to eat again. It's telling you to go hunt, kill, or do whatever you have to do to go get the food. So if you're doing this to your body all the time, your body might be always telling you to go eat. So in week 2, I realized once I had retrained my body that I don't eat breakfast or lunch, I was never hungry at those times, ever. Like not the slightest bit. And that leads to what eventually happened is that I eventually start eating 1 time a day. Huge meals though. So how I transitioned to 1 meal a day, I started to see that 2 to 10 was too easy. So I eventually moved to 6 to 10, which my feeding window was 4 hours a day. And I usually could get 2 big meals in that time. And then the 6 to 10 got easy. And like I'm telling you, it's because my body kept adjusting. The thing is, I'm eating the most ridiculous meals, like full meals, like meals that I'm so stuffed that I gotta like lay down after. I mean, ridiculously sized meals, just in a short eating window. And I'm losing weight. The thing with intermittent fasting is that the losing weight or the fat loss is a side effect. You could actually gain weight on this regimen or lose weight, but the reason why I'm saying it's a side effect is because the other magical things that come from fasting are more important. What also happened during this time is that my mental clarity and my luck changed. Crazy. I just became way sharper. I was able to calculate things way faster. I was thinking more. I was being more creative. I was way more disciplined about everything. Like, you'll feel it in your brain. I know you might think that I'm crazy when I'm saying you will feel in your brain that you are mentally clear. I'm not an emotional person, but you start to distance and you can start to see the fog around people. It's almost like you start to become a little bit superhuman, but you become more superhuman with the other fasting techniques that I'll talk about in another video. Intermittent fasting, a side effect is the fat loss and the body composition changing, and also the body restructuring back to what it was designed to do. You gotta remember this. When humans were created, there were no buttons or grocery stores to go get food. We live in this America created society matrix. You get food like this. You can walk to the grocery store, you can press 7 numbers and somebody will bring you food. Very easy. Our ancestors had to hunt or actually go find the food and go get it. We had to go days or many hours without eating. And our bodies were designed for that. That's how they work. What it boils down to is this. You want to keep your healing switch on as much as possible. I keep my switch on as much as possible. Even right now, sometimes I'll go a day or 2 without eating. And I'm never hungry. That's the thing with fasting. You're never hungry, ever. In the beginning, it may seem bad or it may be tough, but I'm telling you, you'll never be hungry. Once you force your machine to learn how you move, it will move with you. It's biomechanical, a beautiful machine. So if you don't eat every day, then your body's gonna adjust to you not eating every day, and you're gonna become more powerful. If you wanna unlock the powers of fasting or intermittent fasting, worst case scenario, at the end of this video, I want you all, or at least if you wanna experiment with it, I want you to just eliminate breakfast. No one should be eating breakfast. No one should eat before 12 p.m. Ever. Anyone. Eliminate breakfast. Trust me, you're not hungry. It's your body reacting to the training. Your body has adjusted to what society told you about 3, 4, 5, 6 square meals a day. It has adapted and it now wants what it thinks it's supposed to be with how you move. Eating 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, that shit is really ridiculous. One day you're gonna get to a point like where I'm at, where you really gonna look and be like, how the hell was I able to eat all day long? Like how? Just adjust. You're gonna start to feel what the body wants you to do. And that's something else intermittent fasting does. Your body you start to easily be able to tell what your body wants to do. And that's in addition to all the great skin and luck that happens. And I don't want to call it luck, but goddamn, the universe just gets out the way when you start fasting. I mean, it literally just gets out the way. Fasting will connect you to the world, almost like Avatar. Ever seen Avatar? That's what happens when I fast. Connect to the trees, to the planet, to the universe. We all connect and we move together and we move. That's why everything happens to me a certain way. So to conclude, here's a 3-month plan for beginners. For the first month, pick 8 hours to eat every day. Eat whatever you want during those 8 hours, but I would try to stick with water as far as beverages or drinks. Go through all the withdrawals. You're gonna have headaches, you're gonna be hungry, you're gonna be dizzy maybe. Go through all the withdrawals, but I'm telling you, it's just the brain. Your computer is telling you to go eat, but I'm telling you, the body doesn't need the food. I'm telling you, I've literally gone 10 days without drinking water or eating food, and I didn't die. And not only did I not die, I came out stronger. This is a true story. Everything that I tell you, I execute. I've done it multiple times without water or food and was running my operation. I know you don't have to eat. And I know that may seem taboo, but I wanted a new set of stem cells that I kept regenerating. I keep regenerating stem cells. When I dry fast, I'm regenerating stem cells. I'm regenerating. My body literally recreates new stem cells, and that's how I was able to reverse some of my aging. Even though I got gray hairs now, as you've seen, but trust me, I reversed it. Look at this old guy and look at this new guy. Okay, so now month two, go to 4 hours a day. And I'm not telling you eat Hostess honey buns all day. Also, when you start fasting or intermittent fasting, the body will start making you want fruits and vegetables a lot more than normal. So if you're a person who don't like these things, you'll see a change that you'll actually want these things rather than not want them. Another thing intermittent fasting cured was I used to hate cucumbers and pickles. Well, actually, no, that was actually dry fasting. But dry fasting, I used to hate cucumbers and pickles and coconuts. And after I started dry fasting, not only was I craving these things, they just started to taste amazing. So I believe fasting also fixes your body back to want the natural foods again. On to month three, try to 1 meal a day or eat for 1 hour a day and see how that works. 1 meal a day is very efficient. They actually call it OMAD. It's an OMAD diet, but it's really a way of life. Leave on your healing switch for as much as possible. That's what it all boils down to. Leave the healing switch on for as long as you possibly can. That's the point of intermittent fasting and fasting in general, is to leave that switch on to get as much of the benefits as possible. Once your body stops worrying about digestion, it goes and fixes itself. It's a biomechanical machine that once you stop eating, it fixes itself. But if you go eat again, it's going to take that energy to go digest and not heal itself. So if you eat, it's going to turn it off. I'm going to go fix myself if you stop eating. That is the code. I don't know why, but that's the code. Right now, from the video, you guys are going to be on 8 hours, 16 hours, or maybe even 1 meal a day. When you get to my level, I eat maybe 3 to 6 times a week, just depending on the week. But that's where I am. The other thing that I forgot to touch on, when you intermittent fast and your body finally adjusts, you're going to have high energy, so high that you're going to actually feel high. I remember when I first started, there was an energy that I never had before. I just wanted to wake up earlier. I wanted to just do everything. I even told people that I was just happy all the time because my energy was so high. And that's another benefit that comes with this. You're actually going to literally feel high. I used to literally tell people that when I started it, that I was feeling like I was on drugs, like I was high. That's what happens when you intermittent fast, or one of the other side effects. To make this easier, or the worst case scenario, by the end of this video, if you're doubting anything, just eat whatever you would eat in one day, eat that in a smaller time frame. That can help people understand what I'm telling you. You can eat the same amount of food, just eat it in a smaller window so your body can go heal itself. Say you eat 1,500 calories in a day, just eat 1,500 calories in one shot. I know it seems taboo, but it's a code of the body. And it's a code I've executed. You can go research it on the internet yourself, but I'm telling you, I actually did it. I did it, and then I tested it on other people. It's another scenario where I've had 100% success rate. Everyone that I've taught this, they get fast results and immediate results when they actually listen. And if they revert back, that's on them. But I'm telling you that the results are guaranteed, Intermittent fasting will change your lives. It'll make you so healthy. It'll make you so happy. It's going to clear your mind. It's going to clear your body. And I'm saying it also could be a code that makes you more prosperous. That's episode 3, intermittent fasting. Stay on the lookout for episode 4, Decode in the Matrix.
This is called deception. We're going to make up a reality that's not truth. It's based on truth. You can find it in all these books if you really want to know. But for everyday people, you're going to live in a matrix. You're going to live in a made-up illusion.